told a story about, joining these shipping firms and, bringing your econometrics models. And is it fair to say that shipping is a bit based on gut feeling, pattern recognition, and not necessarily finding the commas in the Excel sheet all the time?
It's a very interesting industry when you kind of get to know it, because it's a very asset-heavy industry. There's so much money involved in shipping. But the investment processes can vary from extremely time-consuming and thorough and professional. But you also see a lot of investment decisions being taken on a yacht in Piraeus late hours. So it's very interesting, and also it's like a textbook example of a perfect market. Everyone are price takers. So no one is able to kind of to affect the market. So that means when times are good, everyone is scrambling for new buildings and second-hand tonnage, and then you get a huge order book, and then that usually or often tends to collapse the market and send the market into a trough cycle a few years later. So it's a very interesting dynamics.
Yeah, it's fascinating. So you said you have set up your own fund a couple of years into it. I wanted to start with the psychology of doing trading and investing. From a broad picture, what do you think are some of the biggest misunderstandings of operating a hedge fund, doing trades day to day?
I would say it's not that many misunderstandings maybe, but it's at least in shipping the news flow is continuous, and you're kind of narrowed down to a small universe. There's not that many stock listed shipping companies which have enough liquidity and good enough corporate governance and all these kind of things. So it's a narrow universe. But the information flow is continuous. You start in the Asian market and you get the forward freight agreements are trading, you get fixtures, and then it trades all the way around to the US market close. So there's lots happening all the time, and it's kind of an information overflow, but you need experience to know which data points are important and which are not. And also it's important to be plugged into all that information, so you get the information, because there's a lot of time lag in much of this information which comes across our screen early, but then maybe people or laymen they read about it in the paper the day after or something.
Got it. So working as an investor or a trader, for many people tuning into this podcast, it's probably one of their dream jobs, right? But doing it as a retail or on your own versus, having a fund, having clients, any some points on that it's a bit of a different world? You can't just do it as you would yourself, or not really? You can.
It's a good point, because I've been at all sides of the table. I started investing in shipping when I was maybe 20, 21. I was a student, and at that time I was always kind of a day behind in information flow. I could see share prices react maybe 5%, but I didn't know why until the next day when I saw there was a strong cold feature out of eastern coast Australia, for instance. I would say if you are a retail and you want to invest in shipping directly, you are unfortunately at a disadvantage out of the starting gates. So you could potentially compensate by doing other things, but that's the unfortunate reality, I would argue.